So, this is my opinion, because I want to be here, because I want to be here to succeed, I have to find what are the benefits of serving in the US military. What are the shortcuts, but guarantees ways, which can make me reach at the top of my personal life. Because when you apply any job in America, one of the clauses will be ask a question, are you a US veteran?
Exactly.
Why is that? That is the question number one. Why is that US military? Yes, I know whenever we wear uniform, thank you sir, whatever. My father-in-law served in the war, whatever. So, but why is that? So I came to realize, number one, if you served in the military and you don't have any crime while you're in the military, there is a discharge document. It's called if you served with honorable, other than honorable general. But if you served without any problem, it is easier to get jobs. In the civilian world, any employer is giving priority to people in the military. That's number one. But when you go to the federal government, that is the best part. If the job says, we are looking for accountant, the minimum, because there is a minimum and then there is additional. The minimum requirement to become maybe accountant is a bachelor in accounting. But additional consideration are masters, CPA, 5 years of experience. Those are additional, but those are not minimum. Those are additional, right? So if there are 100 people who have applied for that job, one person out of those 100 served in the US military with just a bachelor, doesn't have even 1 day of work experience, because the job says the minimum work experience, minimum is just a bachelor degree. If it says that way, I meet the minimum. So they will deny even someone with a PhD with 100 years of work experience, because number one, US government will give that job to the military personnel, because that person saved the country. So so sometimes they don't get the job because of this one. So that's number one people have to see. So you come here, look, oh, job is very difficult. First of all, if you become a US citizen, number one, yes, because federal government jobs, you must be a US citizen. But even if you have a green card and you have served in the military, it is a good opportunity to get more opportunities, because once you are there, you get that kind of privilege. That's one benefit of being in the military. Another benefit of being in the military is the fact that no matter how many years you have been in America, for you are immigrant. You know that?
Yeah.
But
I'm an alien.
But no matter what, if Biden talks to me, he's talking to the veteran. I'm not recognized as immigrant. I'm recognized as a veteran. The person who sacrificed his life to save the country. Whether he went to the war, he didn't go to the war. So for that particular case, whenever you go to the job interview, people, they don't look for you as immigrant. They look for you as the person who was in the front line. So the game has changed at that particular point.
True.
So for another reason for me wanting to join the military was to get that a front line of opportunities. The third other thing, join the military, you are given guaranteed citizenship within 6 to 8 weeks.
Pap, you and your family, right?
No, I mean my family. You as the main person. The family was there for me. My wife was American. So, but your wife, if he's not is international student, obviously you as a US citizen, you will file for your wife, and within maximum 6 months will become a green card holder. So, for me, yes, I was already married for 2 years at that time while I'm joining the military, but I cannot wait longer. I have to be a US citizen right away because I see the value. So, what is the best way? Join the military. I'll come to explain the challenges and whatever, but just join the military. So I have to develop, before I do any major decision, I have to develop the reason why I cannot quit. So obviously I want to become a US citizen, I will go join through that way. So I knew, like, I cannot wait for more years. Let me become a US citizen right now. So that is another reason why I want to join the military. But when we talk about American dream here, Many people are referring someone to have a good job, someone to have a good income, someone to have a house, a home. When someone owns the home, that is part of the American dream. Yes, it is more about there are sometimes the spirit that I can do anything, whatever. All of this is the American dream, but when it comes deep down, we are going to the actual economy and the personal to be able to access. But the home, that is one of the stability, people to see that I have the American dream. So how can I purchase a home? I have to find out. You have to pay down payment, minimum 20% of the price of the house. Where will I get 20,000, 50,000 to pay down payment?
Where?
Where will you get it? For the American lifestyle, you get all the money goes to the bills. Thank God, if you join the US military, you serve in the military, you don't pay down payment.
Yes, you are very privileged.
So, for me, going to serve there, that means it's a free 20, 40,000, whatever I don't pay, I don't need to worry about it. It's a down payment. Okay, obviously I had a master's degree. But for people who don't have a degree, if you want to study bachelor, master's or PhD, will be paid off. Tuition, fees, and living expenses. So when you save, they give you what you call 36 months. So it's almost like 4 years, a full academic year is 4 years. So 36 months. So whether you take you take a 6 month, then you quit, whatever, you come back later, it is there. It used to be you must study within 15 years. But now that cap has been removed, it's forever. So whatever, for me, since I got out, I took some of the courses, I got some money, but I still have over like 25 months. So if I decided like I want to get like 1,000 extra, I can start doing some online courses and some one course in the college. So I don't want to use it now. I can use it even later because I don't want to go and get another education because I have education. Because people are struggling to get student loan here. So if you go there, it is a guarantee your tuition and fees will be paid off, and they give you, depending on the zip code you live, almost the minimum will be 1,200, but it can go to 2,000, 3,000, depending on which area you live and the cost of living in that particular area. So there is a bunch of so many benefits where you can be able to go. So these are all things I process myself in my head. I haven't talked to my wife yet. So I have to convince her. These are the reasons I want to join.
To join military, yeah.
That is something she has never think on my mind, like, go in the media, how? But that's okay. So we went to the recruiter. Here, when you join, there is just like recruiting centers. They recruit any day, every single day. So there is no special day you have to go. Every day they recruit people. Requirement. So first of all, there is officers and enlisted. In order to become an officer, you must be a US citizen first, and you must have a bachelor degree minimum. I have masters, I'm not a US citizen, I'm green card holder, so I don't qualify to become an officer. But I'm allowed to go as enlisted. By being as enlisted, you must have a green card first of all. There is one program, but it's no longer there, I will explain. But you have to be a green card holder and the minimum of high school. With my master's, so there is E1, 2, 3, up to 9. So with a degree, whatever, even if, so you start a little bit E3, something like that, and going further. So the salary they give you is just like it will be like $2,000 US per month. That is 2,000 per month, and you get the money for housing. So depending on where you live, so I was living in San Diego, I was getting extra 2,000, was 1,900 and something. So it's another 2,000. So that was, and that's another, the housing money is not taxed. So there is no tax on that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the allowance. So there is another 2,000. Then I speak another language, Swahili language, 500. So I was paid 500 extra.
Because of your Swahili?
Yes. Then you get 300, by that time it was 300 each month for food. But if you are attached to the ship, like I was in the Navy, basically, the money is part of the food, but if you are on leave or you are on shore duties, you get that money. And then there is a money for uniform, but per year they give you a certain amount. Obviously, you don't change uniform each year, so you get extra money on that one. When you deploy, there is extra money you get paid while you are on deployment. So, I mean, average you can get 4,000 to 5,000 per month, and just that is a person, just like kind of in the very good medical system you have. So all those reasons I had to explain to my wife, and especially the home part was the bigger thing for us. So
about the age.
The age, obviously, you have to be 18. If you are 17, you have to get permission from your parents. For the Marines, you have to be maximum is 29. Army, yeah, Army is 35. Navy 35. Air Force they have increased it to 37. Yeah.
So I can join. You
can join. So for me, when I went, I had to lose weight. So I had to train. It depends, but for the women it's different because how they calculate is a little bit different. They calculate weight and all body fat percentages. So I had to train and whatever. That's how I joined. So when I joined, on the 3rd week is when I took the citizenship. They say anybody wants to become a U.S. citizen. Oh, we are here. So they went somewhere. They gave us the citizenship test. It's just like 100 questions. You read them, and then you go to read those questions. They ask 10 questions, civics and history. If you get 6 out of 10, you have passed. And the question might be, who is the president? Or if the president dies, who will become the president? How many speakers of the house we have? Or if what happens on this one? What is this war? So it's just there are a list of questions. They're going to ask 10 out of those. Most of those are civics, which we know them, but there are certain things about federal we do not know, so you have to memorize those kind of things. So they said it was the 1st or 2nd week, but the 3rd week we took the test. So we're just like 3 people in my unit. So we took the test, and then on the 6th week we went to take the oath. So the day we took the oath, they took our green card. Then we were given the citizenship certificate that we have officially become U.S. citizens. Yeah. So from that moment. Yeah, so it was just 6 weeks. So Tanzania doesn't have dual citizenship. So the moment you take the citizenship for another country, from that particular day, if you want to go to your country, you have to get the visa. So if I want to go to Tanzania, I have to use the visa, and I have to follow the regulations of the country, just like any other American.
What?
Yes.
Come to Kenya. In Kenya, we are good. We can bring citizen here and back home.
Yeah, so that is all those kind of things for me that was and here the military is a contract. So you not come here like in Africa, you just be there until you retire. First of all, it's 4 years. If you want to add 2 or 3, 4, whatever, will be renewing the contract. So if you don't want to, you can leave wherever life continues. So that is number one. People have to understand the benefits are huge. So usually I tell people, if you have the opportunity, please take the opportunity to join. Because
grab the opportunity. Because
I remember 2016, before I got to this job, I applied one time, White House, 2015, whatever. I didn't get the job. 2016, I didn't apply. I received the email from White House, beginning of 2016, that they are going to recruit special people with skills, among them languages and all other things, and the veterans are given priority. Do you want it? And if you want it, they are going to expedite the process. Instead of procedure take like almost a year, it will be like 4-month process to become working at the White House. Whatever circumstance. So there, you can work in CIA, you can work whatever, and wherever you go in those kind of positions, you are extra. They don't say this person is immigrant. No, this person is American citizen, served in the military, and has advantage of the languages.
Yeah.
And just there is one job I got. Even if you want to become a diplomat, if you're a veteran, you get extra point. Speaking another language, you get extra point. To become a consular officer, to become whatever. And it's very simple. I'll explain that later. But it's very, I mean, you have to take the exam, you have to pass. But these kind of things, if anything comes there, take the opportunity. It helps you a lot, a lot. So usually I tell people, if you have the opportunity to join the military, please do so. It will come. So for instance, for me now, if I apply for any job, I don't even mention, oh, I was born and raised in Africa, that's why I know Swahili. I'm an American citizen, I'm a US veteran. So I I speak the language, so they know this is going to be read there in the tour. Why? I don't know. So for me, I'm treated as a veteran, number one, when you go to the job market.
Yeah.
And then other things come, they're coming later. So those are the advantages.
So how long did you serve in the military?
For me, I served, usually my contract was 4 years. After becoming a US citizen, I started processing to move from become enlisted to become intel officer. And everything was approved, but we had a certain situation we didn't know at the beginning. My wife had back-to-back miscarriages, and there are certain deployment in between, and there are other factors happening for the medical situation. So they allowed me, if I want to move, if I want to be relieved, to get out, and I'll get the honorable discharge and all the benefits as normal. So, but the only thing, there are certain things for the because I didn't finish the first 4 years. Instead of getting the education benefit of 100%, I get, I think, 80%, which I don't care much because yeah. So, and in the military, you have the opportunity to serve as active duty or part-time, which you call the reserve. So you can choose either of the two. So for me, I was full active duty. Yeah. So if you want to, and most of the jobs, if you want to renew contract, they give you the bonus, maybe 20,000 cash, or depending on your job, you get the extra money for that.
Wow.
Yeah.